Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC 307 that's going to be taking place over in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the light heavyweight strap is very much up for grabs in the main event between Alex, POATAN, Pereira, if I'm saying that correctly, and Khalil, the warhorse, Rountree. And this video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. I'll do my best not to hold y'all ears hostage for too long or be too redundant. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it, man. First fight of the night, as of right now, with the lineup that I have sitting in front of me, which is the lineup that we're going to go ahead and rock with. We have Alexander versus Austin. Not a fight that I am interested in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm glad it's the first night of the card. Go ahead and kick this motherfucker off and kick rocks to both of y'all. You know what I'm talking about? In my personal opinion, you know, this one very much just is what it is, man. I'm going to take Alexander as my pick. But we not even going to get too deep into this shit, man. I'm not high on either one of these individuals from either side. You know, less so on the Austin Hubbard side of things. So the pick's going to be Alexander, man. Keeping it moving to a fight that I am excited about. I can't wait to watch. You know what I mean? We got two OGs, man. Two UFC veterans. Two motherfuckers that know how to get it done any which way, you know, they need to get the motherfucking job done, man. They can catch you, clip you, and disconnect you. They can sink into submission, you know, via searching for it and finding it, or locking it in when you're trying to implement your own wrestling and grappling. They can produce an all-around better body of work. They can both hurt you. Timothy Means, the Dirty Bird, in my personal opinions, the more dangerous individual out of the two. And he's my pick, man. He's my pick. I don't have a whole lot bad to say about either one of these individuals, man. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, man. Keeping it funky. I like both of these motherfuckers, man. You know what I mean? This is gonna be a good fight. And hopefully it goes the distance. Hopefully we get to see these motherfuckers fight the full 15 minutes. It will be fight of the night. You know what I'm talking about? They're both durable. They can both crack. They can both be fucking dangerous. I just believe, you know, the Dirty Bird is the more dangerous of the two. He probably possesses a slight reach advantage in this matchup. I'm not necessarily sure. I didn't go and really look at that. You know what I'm talking about? It's something that he normally does possess. But Court McGee, man, very solid, very well-rounded, man. Got a great story. You know what I'm talking about? And it's two OGs, man. Two UFC veterans that's gonna come in there and more times than not, hopefully, give us a bang out fireworks type of performance to really get this motherfucking card kicked off. You know what I mean? To really get this motherfucker going, man. Hopefully it goes the distance. Hopefully it's the full 15 minutes. It will be fight of the night. You know what I mean? And maybe one of them gets performance of the night in the mix of that too, because I said it, they're both durable. And if they hang in there for the full 15 and one of them's unable to really get their game going while the other is, I can see performance of the night coming to one of them with, you know, fight of the night coming to both of them, man. The Dirty Bird's going to be my pick, though. And it just is what it is, man. Vince versus Ryan Spann. Nothing's changed since the first however many times these motherfuckers have been booked now. You know what I'm talking about? I believe this is the third time, if I'm not mistaken. But Vince is still very much the pick, man. Vince is still very much the, you know, more well-rounded mixed martial artist with more routes to victory in this matchup. Hands down, that's undeniable. That's a motherfucking fact, man. Ryan's only route to victory in this matchup would be via, you know, catching, clipping, and disconnecting. Vince ain't proof from his consciousness, man. But Ryan Spann does not possess the physical attributes in this matchup that he normally possesses, which is the, you know, height and significant or at least slight reach advantage. Vince has the reach by about an inch for what it's worth, so that physical attribute is out the window for Ryan, and he very much so depends on that. He's not all that good, man. He's athletic, and he possesses pop in his shots, but he's not that talented of a mixed martial artist or an all-around fighter, in my personal opinion. Where Vince can go out there, produce the all-around better body of work by getting him to the ground, putting him in multiple compromisable positions if it goes the full 15 minutes, and secure the victory via decision, via unanimous majority or split decision. But more times than not, if it goes a distance, it's going to be a unanimous decision in Vince's favor. You understand what I'm saying to you? He could find the submission via a club and sub type situation, via Ryan Spann trying to implement his wrestling and grappling, and Vince just locks up a submission, via Vince taking it to the ground and finding his submission, in his own search for this submission. You understand what I'm saying to you? He could also just clip and disconnect Ryan Spann from his consciousness with a 1-2 followed by a motherfucking head kick, and that'd be it, man. Close the fucking curtains. There's so many ways for Vince St. Preux to win this fight. I hope he still gets a dog tag next to his name, much like he had when they were lined up to fight the last time. Because Vince is the pick, man. Ryan Spann ain't winning a decision. He's not winning via submission. And I don't believe Vince is going to leave the opportunity open for Ryan to clip him. Now I'm talking about. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. And you can give me Buckley, man. You can give me Buckley to get this one done. Unfortunately for Wonderboy, inside the distance, man. Via KO, TKO, from crashing and closing the distance, catching, clipping and disconnecting Wonderboy from his consciousness, unfortunately, man. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunate. Much like how, Wonderboy was winning that one fight against what's his name, who bounced off the cage with the Superman punch and just put him the fuck down. You know what I mean? Who the fuck was that? I can't remember who the fuck that was in that fight, man. Jorge Masvidal. It was somebody. Anthony Pettit. Who the fuck it was, man? Jorge Masvidal. I don't know. But somebody. And I believe it was Wonderboy. Was winning that fight until he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that's going to be the case, though, in this fight with Joaquin. I don't think he's going to be winning the fight until he doesn't. I just don't think he's going to win this fight. You know what I'm talking about? Wonderboy's best days are behind him. And I hope, he realizes that. Hopefully this is one of his last fights on his contract, and he's ready to be on his way out, man, because I don't want to see him going out like his brother-in-law. You know what I mean? Chris Weidman, if I'm not mistaken, that's his brother-in-law. They married into the family and all that type of shit. And I don't want him, his last few fights to be kind of like Weidman's last few fights type shit. You know what I mean? Where you find a win in the mix of a whole bunch of losses, like Dominic Reyes, slump. Then you find somebody that you can slump, and who knows what might happen to him next time. He might be right back to getting slumped. You know what I mean? I hate to see these guys go out like that. But I got Joaquin being too much for him, man. Wonderboy's not going to be able to play the range game. Joaquin's going to close that distance, crash that range. You know what I'm talking about? And find that motherfucking chin in brutal fashion. I think he's gonna hurt Wonderboy, man. I think he's gonna hurt Wonderboy, man. And I think he could work, he could work a combination. He could string a combination in together into a motherfucking double leg and just scoop and dump Wonderboy and really get to working on him down there if he wants to too, man. So it's Joaquin, man. It's Buckley for me. Carla Esparza, man, a fucking cookie monster, man, versus Tecia Torres, man. I like the tiny tornado, man. I like the Tecia Torres Pennington, whatever the case is. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The tiny tornado, man. These are, two more OG UFC veterans. You know what I'm talking about? Been here for grip, man. And Carla, unfortunately, the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza, has proven to be just kryptonite for some of the best individuals in the division, man. And it all started back in the fucking house, in the exhibition bouts. You know what I'm talking about? I believe with Rose, it might have been in the finale when she got Rose, you know what I'm talking about? And then she proved to be a problem for Rose later down the road when Rose was being a problem for everybody else. She just seems to be able to just slow certain people down and be kryptonite, man. It's crazy what the Cookie Monster can do with certain opposition, man. You know what I mean? And she got Tisha back in the exhibition bouts too, back in the house way back when. And I'd like to think that, you know, Tiny Tornado is going to be able to keep this one upright and do a better body of work over the course of 15 minutes to secure this decision and, you know, right that wrong, that loss that she has, which ain't necessarily a loss on her record because it was an exhibition bout in a tough house, but it's still a loss in the same. You know what I mean? Look, I got a star down next to all these names that I'm rocking with except for 3 of these fights, and this is one of them, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my star next to Tisha, man. I'm going to put my star next. I might be on the wrong side of 2 out of 3 of these female fights, this being one of them, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna put the star on Tisha, man. We're gonna rock with the Tiny Tornado to get this one, get that loss back. You know what I mean? Keep this one upright and just produce a better body of work, man. Outlander on the feet, 2-1. Moving on. Ihor, whatever the fuck Ihor's name is, versus Caesar. My guy, Almeida. Caesar's the pick, man. Caesar's the pick to get this one done via KO, TKO, head kick, maybe round 1, the way Ihor fights. You understand what I'm saying to you? Caesar's my guy, man. Ihor's wrestling and grappling is not on that level. He's not going to come out here and mix in an all-around better game like Roman Kopylov did against my boy Caesar Almeida, unfortunately. So Caesar's the pick, man. Ain't a whole lot to talk about on this one either, in my personal opinion. Fuck Ihor, man. Fuck Ihor. Moving on. I believe this is the prelim headliner. You know what I'm talking about as of right now. Marina Rodriguez versus, I don't know how to pronounce old girl's name, man. So Marina versus old girl, and Marina's going to be the pick. I'm not high on either one of these individuals. I know more about Marina, and I'm really not high on Marina. You understand what I'm saying to you? I believe she came into the UFC undefeated, and all 4 of her losses and her 2 draws all come from inside the UFC octagon. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, you know what I mean, about one of those, but majority of those did come inside the octagon. She's just not somebody I'm high on. But with that being said, she beats the individuals that she's supposed to beat, and she pretty much loses to the individuals she's supposed to lose to, with the exception of maybe 1 loss that we could do without. Marina's the pick, man. Split decision. Give me Marina via split decision. Moving on. Main card. Kicking off the main card. We got a good one. One would like to think it's going to be a good one. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. I think Roman slows it down. Roman possibly finds the finish inside the distance, but if he doesn't, give me Roman Dolidze via split decision over Kevin Holland, man. I know Kevin possesses the 6-inch reach advantage in this matchup. Kevin does possess the speed advantage in this matchup. He is very fucking fast. Let's not get it fucked up. I'm not shitting on Kevin in any way, shape, form, or fashion. He is fast, he's long, he's lanky, and he knows how to use those long, lanky limbs very much so to his advantage. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's fast, he got some pop in his shots, he's clean and crisp with his 1-2 down the pipe. He's nice with his motherfucking counter hooks. Not a whole lot bad to say about the young man, you know what I mean? I think Roman's gonna, you know, implement some leg kicks to kind of slow Kevin's movement down a little bit. Work in, Close that close that range, close that distance, work that boxing to the body, to the head, possibly secure, his own takedown and put Kevin in his, couple compromising positions in his own right and maybe find a submission on him. You know what I mean? He might clip him and disconnect him from his consciousness. I don't know how eager Kevin's going to be at wanting to take Roman to the ground, man. Roman is pretty fucking nice down there too. He's well-rounded, man. He's solid. He's the more technical practitioner out of the two. He picks his shots a bit more. He's a bit sharper as far as his IQ is concerned, in my personal opinion. And he's a little bit more composed. He's a whole lot more composed. If we keeping it all the way 100, you know what I'm talking about? Just give me Roman, man. Give me Roman. I'm not a big fan of Kev, man. You know what I'm talking about? Not a big fan of the kid. Moving on. Kayla versus Ketlin. Give me Kayla. It is what it is, man. I ain't high on Ketlin in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And Kayla's gonna get it done. Probably in round 1. Ground and pound. Top position. Silverback type shit. You know what I'm talking about? Moving on. Ain't a whole lot to say on that one, man. Moving on. This is one. This is the one. I almost want to say it's the one because I'm so much more a fan of Jose Aldo than I ever have or probably ever will be of Alex. You know what I'm talking about? So this is the one I'm looking forward to the most, and then the main event. You know what I mean? Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista, man. And I don't have a bad thing to say about Mario Batista. I really don't, man. Other than he's in there against my boy. He's in there against my boy, man. He in there fucking, he fucking around with the homie, man. And I can't go against the grain. Not against Jose Aldo, man. Batista, he's got about a 7.5-year youth advantage. And with that being said, I'm still a firm believer that Jose Aldo is right there, man. He might be exiting them prime time years, man, but he's still a bad motherfucker. And if Mario Batista had like a 5-inch or better reach advantage, then maybe I'd feel a little bit different about it, but he doesn't. I think he's actually at a 1-inch reach disadvantage, man. And I've said it before. I said it when Jose was an underdog in the, on the other card against who the fuck was he fighting? Josh? I don't know who the fuck he was fighting. He was fighting somebody. He was an underdog for no good goddamn reason. You know what I'm talking about? In my personal opinion, if you're not, 10 years younger than Jose, hella faster with, possessing massive pop in each and every one of your individual shots, and you have a significant reach advantage on him, I can't go against the grain. When this fight's gonna play out on the feet, man, his boxing is too nice. If he implements the kicks, oh my God, those are ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, Jose Aldo's kicks are vicious, man. You know what I mean? I've only seen one other motherfucker, and I ain't talking about a Felder or a Barboza or any of these other motherfuckers from even in that era. I've only seen one motherfucker throw kicks harder than Jose Aldo, and that was Pedro motherfucking Hizzo, man. If I ain't mistaken, they calculated that man, they said the impact of his leg kicks was like the impact of a steel baseball bat at 80 miles an hour or something fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about? And Jose Aldo's the only other motherfucker I know that's implemented a vicious kick game like that man did back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? So his all-around game is ridiculous. His takedown defense, come on, man. His offensive wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu, the striking, it's immaculate. It's immaculate. And if Mario Batista is able to go out there and find this finish inside the distance, if he's able to find the chin of Jose Aldo and put him down inside the distance via clipping and disconnecting him from his consciousness, salute. Salute. That's one hell of a feather in your motherfucking cap. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because that's the king right there, man. You know what I mean? That's the motherfucking king right there, man. It's a bad boy. And the body of work he produced over the years, it's a bad motherfucker. And what he's still capable of doing and the body of work he's still capable of producing, that's a bad motherfucker, man. Mario's not winning no decision, in my personal opinion. He's not finding the submission. He's going to have to clip him and disconnect him from his consciousness. And I don't know that he's going to be able to do it. I'm rocking with Jose till the motherfucking wheels fall off. You know what I'm talking about? And where we at, man? These are the other two fights I don't have no stars on yet. Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena. Can't say a whole lot bad about either one of these young women neither. Other than, listen, Juliana's solid. She's well-rounded. You know what I'm talking about? If she does not get this fight down to the mat, could be a bad night for her, man. You know what I'm talking about? Could be a bad night for her. And with that being said, if she gets it down early and is unable to find the finish, it could prove to be a bad night for her in those last rounds, man. Rocky's a fucking beast. And she been around for a minute fighting the best of the best and nothing less. You know what I'm talking about? She's a savage, man. She's a savage. And I'm not taking anything away from Juliana or the level of opposition she's been up against, and she's been over here either. You know what I'm talking about? Both of these young women. Vicious. Having to pick is ridiculous, man. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know that Juliana goes in there and finds a submission, and if she doesn't find a submission, I don't know that she finds it, wins a decision, because I don't know that she's gonna get Rocky down enough times to put her in enough compromisable positions to rack up enough control time over the course of 25 minutes to win a decision against the champ, who's gonna undeniably, in my personal opinion, put out the better body of work over the course of 25 minutes on the feet. You know what I mean? And if Juliana gets her down and is unable to motherfucking find that finish and steals a couple rounds, man. We gonna come back to that with the main event, Alex POATAN. If I'm saying that right, I tried to look it up and the shit said Poet and then on. So POATAN, I guess I'm saying that shit right. I ain't wanna fuck it up, but I'm probably fucking it up anyway. POATAN versus the Warhorse, man. It's a rough one. This is a rough one, man, because I'm a firm believer that Alex is not a, he's not a John Jones, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a George St. Pierre or Anderson Silva. He's not a Jose Aldo or a Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Shit. She's not even a motherfucking, like, he's not going, in my personal opinion, he's not going to go on to defend this title multiple times, man. And he knows it too. It's why he be asking for some of these other fights, talk about going back down to middleweight to go ahead to Drake is for what happened to Izzy or whatever the case may be. Excuse me, this gonna be one of my shit dry as a motherfucker. This gonna be one of those we in one of those eras, much like we are in the middleweight division, in my personal opinion, where this belt is going to change hands multiple times, man, before it lands in the hands such as somebody, the individuals that I named a couple minutes ago, man. It just seems like one of those matchups, man. You know what I mean? Chuck lost at the Rampage. Hey, that motherfucker just went all over the place, man. All over the place. Who the fuck did Rampage lose to? I think like Forrest lost to Bashar lost to like Pacino lost. I mean, the shit went all over the fucking place before John grabbed that shit. with like one motherfucker defending the title one time before it slipped hands, and I think Rampage might have been the only motherfucker to defend it one time, maybe. You know what I'm talking about? And then he lost the motherfucker. Forrest had it. Rashad had that motherfucker. Lyoto Machida had that motherfucker. Like, that shit just went round and round and round. You know what I'm talking about? And I feel like that's where we at with it, man. And this just looks like one of those matchups where that shit could change hands. Khalil Rountree, dangerous. And Khalil Rountree, after being over there with all that Muay Thai, even more so. He could come out here and do some old vicious shit like he did to Modestus and blow this motherfucker's whole leg the fuck out and just dead to fight like that. You know what I'm talking about? Or maybe he just finds his way in it and lands something in an exchange. We've seen Alex go down in a division down. You know what I'm talking about? We know what it's like for both of these individuals to be finished, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't put it past Khalil to get the job done, man. Imagine this thing goes 25 minutes. Huh? Imagine it goes 25 minutes. It goes the full fucking distance, and Khalil been working on them legs, and Pereira been technically picking his shots, and Khalil, oh my goodness, man. What if this thing goes the full distance, 25 minutes, man? Who's gonna be confidently sitting with a ticket talking about, we did it, we just waiting for him to read off the decision? Shit. Not me if this thing goes 25 minutes, man. That means these motherfuckers was in there working. And Khalil probably, volume-wise, edged him out. Maybe Pereira, as far as strikes thrown, strikes landed, his percentage might be a bit better, but Khalil probably gonna outland him. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna edge him out in the volume department. For significant strikes and total strikes. Pereira's significant strikes and total, POATAN's significant strikes and total strikes might be exactly the fucking same. It's a wild one, man. We in the doghouse, though. You know what I mean? I'd like to think that everybody's probably rocking with Alex to get this one done and retain his title. And if I sit here and did what everybody else did, what the fuck would we talk about? Huh? What would y'all tap in and come in my neck about all motherfucking week, man? We in the doghouse. Give me the dog, man. Give me Khalil Rountree to get this one done, man. I ain't saying Khalil Rountree's going to defend the motherfucking title. He might lose that motherfucker to the next contender. But give me Khalil Rountree to get this one done, and then possibly defend it against Magomed in a split decision type situation or whatever. Yo, give me Khalil though, man. Give me the fucking war horse to dethrone POATAN. That's how we gonna do it, man. Let's put the star, man. We in the doghouse, man. We in the doghouse. Give me that dog, man. I know he's a dog. I gotta check the money lines for these, and I'll tap back in with all that. Give me the dog, man. Fuck it. Give me Khalil Rountree to find the finish inside the distance, or at the very least, give me the war horse that dethroned POATAN via unanimous decision. 3 rounds to none. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe rounds 1, 4, and 5. Hey, yo. Fuck it. Back to Rocky and Juliana. Are we going for another dethrone type situation inside the distance via submission? Rocky tough, man. I want so much not to pick on these female fights. But at the end of the night, a motherfucking pick has to be made, you know what I'm talking about? Because percentages and all that. Right now, we at about, I'm picking correctly Even with the miss from 306, which was horrible and horrendous, still picking correctly at a 69.7% clip. You know what I'm talking about? Over 31 events from, you know, since January 2024. That's what I'm talking about, nothing before. With these female picks very much so do be fucking up my my percentage clip, man. But it is what it is. Picks are picking. Whether I'm offering them to y'all or I'm just picking them all, you know, my own regard. A pick's a pick, cause I gotta pick the whole card, man. A fucking degenerate. Give me Juliana Pena, man. That's that with that. Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm gonna tap in with the quick picks. Whether or not I'm gonna drop all that today or later on is to be determined. But the quick picks are coming. You know what I'm talking about? For individuals that like fucking with the quick picks, and for individuals that don't like sitting through this whole shit because I don't got the timestamp going on and all that, my bad. You know what I'm talking about? That's very much so why I do the quick picks though. For individuals that don't like sitting through this and want the timestamps, but I can't provide that for them. I can provide the quick picks. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you all this, but it gives you a quick pick. Yeah, I'm talking about. So, bottom to top, give me Alex over Austin. Give me the Dirty Bird over Court. Give me Ovens over Ryan. Give me Joaquin over Wonder Boy. Give me the Tiny Tornado over the Cookie Monster. Give me Caesar over Eeyore. Give me Marina over, however you say old girl's name. Give me Roman over Kevin. Kayla over Ketlin. Jose over Mario. Give me Juliana over Raquel. And Khalil, the Warhouse, the War Horse, Rountree over Alex, POATAN, you know, Pereira. And that'll be that with that. Not necessarily sure how many dogs that is. I had to tap back in and clarify all that. I ain't looked at the money lines yet, you know what I'm talking about? But that's that with that for UFC 307. Full card breakdown of predictions. You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate y'all for tapping in.